Hello, welcome to today's class. So before we go into our design proper, there are things you have to understand. The two-way spanning slab and one-way spanning slab, how slab spans. So this is a slab. This is a slab. This is a beam running through, beam running through, beam running through, beams running. You have A, B, and C. Then you have your one and two, right? So if you're looking at this slab now, if you give this dimension, you make here 4 meters, here 2 meters, and here 6 meters. It means that this is a two-way slab, two-way, two-way spanning. It means it's going to distribute the loads on these beams, right? Then this is a one-way spanning slab. It means it is only on one direction. So it will be distributing its load to this beam this way, to this beam and to this beam. For this beam, it will be carrying only its own self weight, right? So if I want to design this beam now, we will need to get the area to which this slab or the roof beam coming from this axis will be acting on this beam, whereas on this it will be only the beam self weight, right? So now we need to know the area of a triangle. For this triangle, a trapezium, and this self weight. But if you are dealing with this axis, you are dealing with beam C1 to 2, we now need to get the area of a rectangle, which is half base times height. No, length, half length times breadth, right? Length times breadth will give us the area, rather. Length times breadth will give us the area. Then for the area of the rectangle, it will be half base times height, half base times height, right? That give us the area of a rectangle. So get the area of a rectangle, area of a triangle, area of a rectangle should be base times or length times breadth, right? So if we've gotten with these areas, each of these areas will be using them to do our calculations. So in our next class, we'll be looking at this, our first beam. Now we beam D1, beam D1 to F1, then F, beam F1 to H1, then beam H1 to I1, then beam I1 to K1. So pick up your panel. If you've labeled this, pick out this point. We'll be working on them. From you see the dimensions already written. So write this out. This would be a one-way spanning slab. This is the stair hole, so it will be carrying only its own self weight. Here also, if you check the dimension, this is 2.93 and this axis is 6 points. 0.05. So for two-way spanning slab, I believe I've told you this before. A one-way spanning, if L over L, Ly over Lx is greater than 2, it is a one-way spanning slab. If Ly over Lx is less than 2, is a two-way slab. So what do you mean by that? This, for example, that's a two-way spanning slab. Ly will be equal to the long size 6.505 over Lx 3.53. Let's see that. Just to get your understanding on this. 6.505 divided by 3.53. What do we get? We get 1.84. So it is less than 2.0, right? So therefore it's a two-way spanning slab. But for this beam H1 to F to I1 spanning through to H7, right? It is Lx Ly is equal to Lx is equal to 6.505 over 2.93, which will be 6.505 divided by 2.93 is equal to, so we have 2.22. So it's greater than 2.0. So therefore it's a one-way spanning slab. Therefore the loads will be spanning on this direction. So it will be distributed to this beam and to this beam. Here we'll be carrying its own self weight alone. Whereas here we also go with a triangle load this area. So in our next class, we'll be designing this.